Kate, what role do you think Changsha plays in China's heavy machinery industry?
Well, this is definitely the capital of the capital in China. It basically supports almost all the equipments in China in this sector. I just mentioned all those names in the private sector. A lot of SOEs has its base here. For instance, China Railway Heavy is also here. So when government puts its stimulus to the economy and also trying to put a lot of emphasis to increase the infrastructure, construction, this sector is definitely crucial in terms of economic support to the whole country.
But what about these heavy machinery companies? Are they affected by this round of the pandemic outbreak across China?
Right, this is definitely a very critical problem that all those companies are facing, and also the reason that I'm visiting Changsha and particularly this area. I would like to, put this, sort of impact by the pandemic with the time frame of 2 years. According to all those CEOs and founders of the company that I visited, as what they told me last year, the first year of the pandemic, actually, their performance was very, very well still. Most of those companies are still very profitable. But this year, the first half is a little bit tough, especially the first 2 months. March, actually, they gradually rebound a little bit in terms of the performance. But in April, because of the lockdown in Shanghai and also, some pandemic influence, mostly the impact on the logistics side, the performance is actually slowed down. The manufacturing slowed down. However, the good news is in May, now actually all the production and manufacturing are picking up again. As you can see, this factory is actually quite busy right now. We still see a lot of workers there assembling this mini excavator, and then they're exporting to European markets and also US markets. Some of them are exporting to African markets and other parts of Asia. So all the production and manufacturing are gradually ramping up and picking up. So these are the good news. Most CEOs are telling me they were pretty optimistic about Q2, but now probably they think waiting to get the profit to be positive might need Q3. Q2 they might still suffer a mild loss, but Q3 everything is going to back to normal. That's their expectation.
And also, Kate, I wonder about what's their proportion for overseas and domestic revenues are like, and are they affected by the current international geopolitical tensions?
Right, this is actually a very, very important question. While domestic market are suffering those cyclicality, for all those very big players globally, for instance, Sanyi and Zoomline, they need to balance their performance through their revenue from overseas market. According to what they told me, overseas market, their problem is that they are having too many orders right now. This smaller player, Sunwood, for instance, the founder was just spoken to me about an hour ago. He said the Q1 orders growth is about 100%, but his frustration nowadays is the logistics isn't really supporting him. So he's really looking forward to everything back to normal. So all these, wonderful products can be shipped out globally smoothly, and he can get his revenue back. In terms of geopolitical issue and impact from geopolitical tension, mostly is also from logistics side and also the inflation. But that's relatively manageable. The most critical thing is actually the logistics, and hopefully this will also come back to normal in Q3.
Hopefully. Thank you very much. That was great coverage. Thank you very much. That's Kate Kui for us in Changsha, Hunan Province.